Hello everyone and welcome to Crafting with Amy. I'm Amy and today I have 3 Christmas DIYs for you. This first, it's a medium-sized cutting board that came from Temu. And then I have some scrapbook paper there that came from Temu. I really like that paper. It had a lot of different similar patterns in the pack. I'm going to use that snowman. So I'm going to start out by painting the board with apple barrel. I think it's apple barrel. Yes, matte black paint. And I don't show me painting it all. I do the front, the back, and the sides. And I want to say that I pray that everyone that is in the path of, I think it's Helene in Florida, that they are safe. If they evacuated, they got somewhere safe. And you all are in my prayers. So I'm going to take this snowman, and I just knocked something over. I'm using that, I think it's jute glue stick from Dollar Tree. Excuse me. I need to get some more of that. And then I'm just going to apply it to the board. I redid my craft room. I posted a short of the before. And then I took one of the after, but I haven't put it up yet. I put all my fall stuff away and reorganized because I knew I needed to start Christmas. Even though it seems weird. But when you make crafts, that's what you have to do. So I realized I should have cut that straight across up at the top. And I do go back later and do that. So now I have these little mason jars. They also came from Temu. I was pleased with some of the items I got from there, and some of them I just wasn't. So I didn't do a review or anything of them. But I'm going to take this. This is another scrapbook paper that I got. And it's vintage. And I don't normally do vintage. I like it, but it just doesn't fit in with my decor. But I wanted to do like a variety of different things. I've tried this voiceover 3 times. And between sneezing and coughing, I've had to restart. So I have this real thin buffalo check ribbon that I'm going to frame out this snowman. I think that snowman is so stinking adorable. But that was a really large quantity wise of paper, and it has some really pretty designs. So I'm taking Aleene's tacky glue, and I think you can get that at Dollar Tree. I'm pretty sure that's where I got it. And I think I'm going to apply it to the board, and then I changed my mind because it wasn't coming out good, and I was afraid it was going to just squirt everywhere. So I put it on the ribbon. We're supposed to be getting a lot of rain here. And we need it. And so I do the same thing to the other side, and then the top and the bottom. And then I do go in with my X-Acto knife and cut off that top, and it didn't harm the board or anything. I was kind of working on all of these at the same time, except for the very last one. So they were kind of intertwined together. So I have these little pine picks, and I cut off the stems, and I'm going to put 2 of those up at the top. And then some red berries that are kind of frosted. And I put those up there. I just hot glue them down. And I take some of that same ribbon and just make a little hanger. And depending on the size of your tree, this could be a good ornament. Or a, just shelf sitter. You could hang it up. I like those colors. I still love the buffalo check. Or buffalo plaid, whatever it is. And so now I'm going to go back to this one, and I'm going to apply the paper down the same way, and I'll leave the top of it natural. Christmas will be here before you know it. That's why, I started fall like in July, I think. Fall crafts. Or maybe earlier. And now I have this. Okay, there's that one done. I think it's cute. I love that paper. And now I have a little rusty, my mother gave me those because she used to make primitive dolls. I've got my craft room's full of them that she's made on shelves. It's a rusty star, and I just put it at the top. And then I have some rusty wire. And some little rusty bells. And I'm just going to make a little hanger with the rusty wire and put one of the bells on it. I thought I was going to put more bells, but I ended up just putting one. And I just put it through there, and then I use my pliers to tighten it up and then cut off the excess, but I first put the bell on. And I apologize for my voice. It's allergies. We have been so dry here. We've been in a burn ban. So there are those. I think they're cute. I just have them laying down. So you'll have to let me know what you think about those. I love that paper. And for DIY number 2, I'm just taking different ornaments. And then this is some, I'm going to put Mod Podge on them. And then that's some napkins that have different Christmas trees on them. And I'm going to decoupage the napkins. I don't paint them first. I just put the Mod Podge on, let it dry, And I'm going to use the ironing method. I need to get one of those little bitty mini irons because I just have my really big one. And I think I make 6. And now the Mod Podge has dried, and I'm going to cut well, you first take this is a 2-ply, so I take the 2nd ply off and then just position where I want these different designs to be. And I cut out way too much. Then I wanted a little bit of a different scene or whatever on all of them. So now I'm going to take parchment paper. Well, I'm going to try to take parchment paper and place over them and use my iron. I should have just done them all, maybe. I don't know. Because my iron's big. But this is a good method for napkins and decoupage. And you let the Mod Podge dry. And then when you do this, it reactivates the Mod Podge. Because until this method, Mod Podge and I did not get along. So I'm going to do that to all of them. And if you're new here, I want to welcome you. And I hope if you like the content, you'll consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell, leaving me a comment. And if you are a returning subscriber, I really appreciate you all. Now I'm cutting off the excess because prior to this, I had used my lighter and it got dangerous. I had way too much on there, and you always want to have water handy, and I had my water bottle, but I didn't have to use it. But yeah, maybe I should have turned the flame. Can you turn the flame down on those? I don't know. Because I had left quite a bit of paper. Yep. And it literally flew off into the air. But it went out before it landed. So that just burns off the excess. And now I'm taking this, it's an ink pad. I think it's maybe a copper color. I don't really know. Just to kind of go over the edges. And my snowflakes they kind of burned. Well, they didn't kind of burn. They burned. But luckily the paper is kind of dark in that area where they but that's why I've got a wooden board down there. I'm glad it didn't get my little chicken. I found my little chicken. I got that at Dollar Store during Easter, and it is so funny. I love that little thing. I never used it. It's just my toy. So here are those, and I apologize, the background. I should have put something else underneath them. And I just put little jute hangers in them. So those would make good ornaments. I have a ton of different wooden ornaments from Dollar Tree, and you can do a lot of different things. So this is DIY number 3, and I'm taking that, another piece of that paper and a piece of wood that I cut, and I used my glue stick, and then this is something I had taken the canvas off of this apparently a long time ago, and I held onto the frame, and I've put I had already done that, put spackling in the the creases, or not creases, what do you call them, the joins, creases. And now I have one of those wall tiles from Dollar Tree, and I'm trying to get the paper off of it. Now I'm trying to get the second paper off of it, because it's kind of hard, and I've done it before. It's like dirt. I've drawn on that slit part and it kind of slides. So yeah, because that's sticky. If you want to use the whole sheet, you can adhere it that way, but I'm not going to be using the whole sheet. And I want the middle of this, because that's where more of the design is. And I just take a Sharpie. I don't know why I turned that over. It's like, it doesn't. And I'm going to be painting this black, so I'm not concerned that the Sharpie gets on the wood. But yeah, I would trace them out onto that plastic. Yeah. And I'm just going to cut this out. And now I'm going to use that black matte paint and this round sponge brush, because I think using the sponge brush and pouncing gets better down into those nooks and crannies and all of the different, the indentations. But this took, I believe, 2 or 3 coats, and I dried it in between. I'm still decorated in the house for fall, because that's my favorite season. But now I'm going to take that same black paint, and I'm going to paint. I've already sanded everything. I'm going to paint the outside, the inside, the back, all of it. And I think this only took 1 coat. Just the whole thing I'm painting. Okay, now I'm doing something that I normally wouldn't do. I have this gold metallic paint, and I don't normally do gold. I don't care for gold jewelry. It's got to be, it's got to be white gold. But that paper had some gold in it, so I thought it would be better to accent it with this. And I'm putting it on a makeup sponge brush and dabbing it onto the raised up areas, and then I switched to a chippy brush and go over all of it, and then I go over the frame as well. I like metallic silver, copper, but I like how this turned out. I don't think I could have used anything else and it looked right because of the piece that I put in there. And I'm going to say this is probably an 8 by 10. So I have that on that little board. I'm not going to use anything for elevation because it kind of elevates and stands out itself. And I've placed it directly in the middle. And I'm just going to hot glue this down. And I had gotten some, what are they called? Stamps from Temu that I really liked. And I practiced on this board. So if you saw something on the back, that's what it was. Because I'm new to stamping and I've got to practice. See, there's a gold star on that tree and there's some gold ornaments. And now I have this. I got this from Temu as well. I'm going to cut a couple of pieces. I don't know what this was called. They don't really tell you what things are called. Maybe pine or I don't. And I'm going to hot glue those. I'm going to take 2 and hot glue them up at the top. But I like how this turned out. It's kind of vintage looking, but so I'm going to hot glue these down. And then I have a pine cone. Not really sure what, I think that pine cone came from a dollar store pack that I got several in last year. But I take some of that gold paint, that metallic gold, and put some of it on the pine cone. And I put a hanger on the back just with some jute. I don't know if I showed that or not. But I think this really turned out pretty. I contemplated on a ribbon or a bow, but it would have been too much, so I just did this. So I hope you all enjoyed these, and again, if you're in the path of the storms, I hope you get to safety, and it's going to be a bad one. So here is that finished, and then I think it's pretty. So you all have a good rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video.